Okay, so we're starting on the Turf and Surf, part of the 2026 Zwift series in the new year. Welcome back, 2026. I've been off the bike for 5 days, but I'm feeling pretty fresh. Did quite a bit of riding over Christmas. Had a good week at work, back on the bike. It's weekend, Saturday. UK just before lunchtime. I'm in the 390 to 520 category and I want to test the legs again. Look at the graphic top right. You've got 15 miles effectively with about 650 feet of climb. So it's an absolute classic. This is the smaller race of the first stage of the series. There are two other races that do longer distances with more climbing for the most advanced riders. I come in just as a reminder, so I'm a low cat B, ZRS, what was it, 490 I think before this race. My objective 2026 is to get up to 300 watts FTP. I'm currently 272 and I've increased that from around 240 in 2025. I can talk now, by the way, because it's a bit of a boring start. As you can see, it's just a flat. Everything's on that last climb. To be fair, there is a bit of a lump in the middle, bit of a shortish climb. But I suspect with a competitive group of riders, there's 44 here, all similar ability. I wouldn't think anybody gets dropped, or too many get dropped out of the 44 going over the crest of that. Here we go, 15th, nice and comfortable. Look, it's quite a slow pace, I've got to say. 236 average watts for me is quite comfortable. It was 0.6 miles in, 0.7 miles. So it's all coming to that final climb on this particular race. My objective is to get in the top 25%, so aiming for top 10, top 12 realistically. That's my objective. Objective 1, however, is to increase my ZRS score at every opportunity and to keep raising that ZRS, even if it's incrementally by 1. So not much to talk about on this whole start. I'm going to fast forward it in a minute when we get to a mile. You can see there is just been offered a barrier. I've got a draft power up there on the left, not to be used yet. And you can see another green barrier, 3/4 or probably 60% through the race. I suspect we'd all get a feather. There's a note there. First half of this race is very boring from Chris Tring. And I don't know why, but I thought, yeah, it is. Let's go and have some fun. Start doing 450 watts. It's the new year. I'm not expecting to win this race. I just thought I'm going to pull the pack along myself. Get out there, bit of an attack. Get over 350 watts. You can see I build a 1-2 second, which is probably 20 to 30 metres on the rest of the pack. Obviously, I'm not going to go the whole distance. But he said it's boring. I agreed. Let's just put a bit of excitement. Inject a bit of excitement. It's Saturday morning. You know, I'm not on here just to sit in a pack for 10 miles. I wanted a bit of fun. So I just pushed it a bit. And I was hoping, look, you can see 2 seconds there. They'll catch me in half a mile. I'm absolutely sure by 3.5 miles I'm going to be caught. Thumbs up there. Yeah, I've slowed down there. I can't keep up 350 watts. I could do, but not if I want to get in the top 10. Someone's gone past there, so there you go. I've offered somebody a little bit of momentum. Somebody else as well, putting a bit of a gap and not just sitting. There's Dring, Disco Dring. You might want to offer a bit of a pull yourself there, Chris. Jump on the front yourself for a bit. The pace has quickened up just a little bit at the front, but again, it's flat. Nobody's going to escape a pack of 44. I suspect all 44 are in that blob. Somebody's just been dropped off there, actually. And the rest of the blob come together predictably. I see a lot of YouTube videos, especially over Christmas. A lot of people were identifying, and it is a pattern, almost cheaters in these races, doing ridiculous watts per kilo, way above their abilities and their stats. And to be honest, what's my opinion? I mean, why are they bothering doing that? This is it's a video game, for goodness sake. I guess it's just a bit of immaturity and a bit of vulnerability, and it gives them a bit of status. But no, I've no opinion either way. If they want to do that and win these Zwift races, and by lowering the weight, do it. It doesn't matter to me. I think it's just sad. That's my opinion, and it's a shame, really, because it does spoil it for everyone else. Tiny minority who cheat the system, and it's impossible for Zwift. I know there's various ways you can demonstrate your weight and verify and validate this and that, but there's always a way to cheat the system, let's be honest. And I just think it's a bit sad. This is about testing you, Zwift. It's you against you. In reality, you're increasing your FTP, your average watts per kilo, winning races on video games. I mean, it's sad, really. Anyway, enough of that. So just fast forward this. Yeah, absolutely boring start. There's a descent. Nobody's going to get off the front here. Just under 9 miles to go. We've done 126 feet, as you can see, of the climbing. I'll push it to the base of this climb. Nothing happening, nothing spectacular. I perhaps should have. Tell me in the comments, is the medium level race, has that got more climb? Is that a bit quicker? I don't know. Tell me in the comments. I'm averaging 230 on the left. Done 407 calories. 100 of that will have been in the warm-up. I did warm up. It's cold in the UK again this Saturday morning, which is great once you're warmed up, but a blooming nightmare. If you're going in these races cold, I felt a couple of twinges in my hamstring over Christmas, and I need to do 12 to 15 minutes warm up at various intervals to get myself ready. I guess this is a course you can actually have zero warm up, because the warm up is the first third of this race. It's all flat. So I did notice some people joining this race with like 2 or 3 minutes to go to the start, and it's probably not a problem, is it? Because they've done, 5 or 6 miles, perhaps even more on the flat. Perfect warm-up. So let's have a look at this first climb. I've got to stay at the front, else I'll be dropped. I didn't get the feather. I stand up on the orange. I'll try and sit down on the yellow. Someone in the comments pointed, give me some really good advice on bringing my saddle forward, so I get the power right over the crank when I'm sat down and climbing. I went in the shed, had a look at my saddle, and it's as far forward as possible. So yeah, I've kind of hacked that, and so there's no gains to be had there. I'll just get back in the pack here. These front 4 road riders very strong, doing 5.5, 6 watts a kilo. You can see the pack's really breaking out. You can see a little bubble have been dropped, actually been dropped on this. I didn't think that had happened. Perhaps they're just trying a higher category, and respect for that. So if you're doing that, trying to race in a higher category, these are seasoned riders there'll be at least 10 in and around the 500 ZRS. They're powerful riders, probably mid Cat B, some of these, and probably will be promoted. Just need to go over the crest in the group. There's 4 groups there actually. I'm quite surprised. I suspect on the descent they will congregate back together. There's 2 clear groups here. I was struggling to stay with this front group. It did feel tough. I know I'm only averaging 242 watts, but over this climb that is non-representative. You can see the rest of that second group have been absorbed, have they? No, it's still stretched. We're just on a slight decline here, and you'll see all those greens come together. People just put a little sprint into the group, and we've got 5.2 miles to go. We've done 357 feet, so I'd approximate perhaps just under 300 feet to go, just over 10 miles completed. Another objective of mine is to get some proper kit by the end of the year. And what I mean by that is get rid of this blooming old MacBook Pro. Someone mentioned the frame rate in the comments, and I didn't want to answer in the comments, but the reality is I have to reduce the resolution on Zwift for my computer to run the damn thing. So it's not that I don't realise that, it's just my system isn't up to it. Battery's knackered, storage is pathetic. So yeah, nice new computer, I think. 2026, it's at the right point. So coming down the slope here, got the feather, obviously not going to use that until the latter stages of that final climb. There's a bubble here, I don't know, I would like to say there's 25-30 riders still in this group. I was happy how I stayed at the front in the top 5, almost going over that crest, I think. 4.5 miles to go. I thought that'd give me confidence for this the latter climb. And just looking at the graphic, there is it's a bit of a flat finish. It's not a climbing finish, which is a bit of a disadvantage to me. Let's see. Nicely positioned here. Yeah, look, I'm at the back of that pike. There's 20 riders in there, without doubt. So I'm in the top half, which is good, because I suspect that will ensure I get a +1 at least on the ZRS. 4 miles to go, just over. Everyone's anticipating, no one's doing anything here. Everyone's anticipating that final climb. 25 miles an hour, just done over 11 miles. This is great in respect of, I've tried to get this exercise done early in the day, and then I've got the rest of the Saturday. And in the UK, it's FA Cup 3rd round day, so I'm going to have the radio on this afternoon, watching all the football, watching all the shocks. FA Cup is a wonderful tournament. It's got a lot of history. I think it goes back over 100, certainly over 125 years. And the beauty of it is that the top teams generally, unfortunately, play weaker teams, but that gives the opportunity. There's no other competition like it in the world, but it gives the opportunity for sides in the lower leagues to get one over on the bigger sides, which brings in income, it's exciting. Yeah, anyway, that's what I'll be doing this afternoon. So back to the riding. So I'm well positioned here, 3.3 miles to go. Do you know the blue bar, the draftometer, whatever you call it, I think Zwift have done a really good job with that. I'm not even drafting there. I'm ignoring it, terrible. And I tell you why, because it's just simple. It just tweaks your position. It's not overly advanced. It is kind of a video gamey thing. It's just a blue bar that's, you know, it hasn't got exact figures. It's quite approximate. But I like it. It's simple. It just keeps you concentrating, and it gets you. You can just make little teeny weeny adjustments. There's a little climb here. Little teeny steering adjustments just to get yourself back in the draft, and it just gives you an indicator of either what level of drafting you've got. Right at the front here, this little notch, it's hardly noticeable on the graphic on the top, just less than 3 miles to go. I suspect we'll still be cruising, coming up to that climb. No one's going to attack. Pushing quite hard here, I'm having to do 350 there. Well done, Hobbs, Armitage Hobbs at the front there, just leading. Great effort. I mean, just pulling that pack apart. I was a bit surprised it went so early here. And I have to stay at the start. I need to be going up that climb in the front group. Otherwise, I'll just get torn apart and I'll get dropped on the ascent. The other riders there, what have you got? The Dane, the Spanish rider, and the German. Need to get in that draft, because if they're pushing, still well positioned here. Christiansen coming through, Hermansson, the Dane. I think I've recognised some of these. Simkin right up there. I've been watching some of these videos with interest. Stronger rider than me. I think a lot of these are stronger riders than I am, and I'm respectfully happy to be in the front pack here, competing. That's the honest truth. They're better than me. I'm approaching 50 years of age. Some are actually older than me and better than me. That may, I should be doing better. I think that's the Cameroonian flag. Correct me if I'm wrong. But that rider, strong rider, is it Ghana's flag? Should know my world flags better. So we start the climb any minute now. 2 miles to go. I can't believe there's 2 miles to climb. That sounds wrong. I know you can't quite see the graphic on here. It just seems too much. I'm sure the banner's before that. Here we go. So we'll have 220 feet of climb. And it's on off here. Stand up, sit down. Stand up, sit down. Little break with a blue. Repeat. Over 32 minutes. Because it's been quite a slow pace. Yes. Most of the rides pre-Christmas were finishing just before 30 minutes. This will probably end up 35. Perhaps a bit more for me. And I suspect I'll get near perhaps 250 watts average. It's all on this climb here. Armitage Hobbs going at 6 watts a kilo. Fantastic performance. I'm getting up to 5.5 watts a kilo, but I can't hold that for very long. So I'm hanging in here, but Hobbs is really taking it to everybody else. If you look at the graphic on the top right, I dropped another rider there. I'm probably top third here. So 8 to the 20, that makes sense. 5th to 6th. Doing okay there, but I was struggling, and I suspect others behind me hadn't put a full work effort in like I had, so they had a bit extra to go. But let's not want to give up and try and give it all till my legs are just jelly. Stand up, sitting down. What am I doing sat down there? About 270 watts, 290. So yeah, you see I should be another 30-40 watts sat down. Still got the feather. You can see a bit of a relief part there, the blue. Can I stay stood up on this? Just to keep in this top 10. get through this orange bit. This was a very, very long climb, actually. Felt it there. I've just dropped off. I can't keep that momentum. I'm going to have to use the feather just to keep in. We've dropped quite a few riders. I suspect we're down to 15, perhaps 20. I'm trying to stand up. I'm trying to get back in. I'm putting nearly 400 watts in there. I've had to use the feather. Those 12 riders in front though, watch them now, they just escape. Even though I've got the feather and I'm stood up doing 420. So they're putting in a tremendous effort. I can't put the power sat down there. Bit of a relief here with the blue. Try and have a push here on the flat, but they are pushing as well. You can see they're pretty much together. Stand up on this bit. I'm trying with all my heart to keep riding. I'm solo now to the end, 0.8 of a mile to go. See, there's 4 riders behind me, which would make sense for that estimate of the 20 as a 5th there, 6th. Yeah, I think 12 riders ahead of me. They've gone now. Flat-ish, right, I need to climb here. Can I hold on? I'm solo and there's 2 riders together. You can't see it with the graphic there, but there's 2, well you can now. Those 2 riders start working in a second. I'm trying to stand up. 0.6 of a mile to go. It's going to be too much. They're going to chase me down here. If they work together. 5 watts a kilo, I was just pushing there. Still 0.5 of a mile. Hinault, the Canadian, just above, has just been dropped from the group. So there's 11 racing for the finish there. Well done to them. I'm trying my best on this flat. It's all flat. You can see the finish in the distance there. 0.4 of a mile. That's quite a long way. I'm exposed here. You can see those 2 riders behind on the graphic, top right, working together. I'd like to show you the watts per kilo they were putting in, but they were working. You can see them closing in now. You know, they're going to just eat me up there. They're 18 metres away. Look at the bottom of the screen there. Capola and Christiansen, the Italian and the Dane. Put another effort. I'm trying to stand up. Again, 5 watts a kilo. They're 850 feet. I try once more, 16th gear. I just can't keep that going though. I've burnt all my matches. Only just struggling to do over 400 watts. And they just sprint. They're racing each other obviously now, and they come past. Well done to Capolo and Christiansen. 15th, I'm happy with that. Out of 44, first race back in 2026. I hope you enjoyed it. Lots more racing to do. Sorry, I've covered up the graphic there. I'm happy with that in this group. Decent result. Could have done better. Aim for the top 10 next time. I hope you liked it. Subscribe. Thank you. Take care.